Recently, I had an idea for a video. What if we run a colonial empire run by these two fellows? Clavdia, or Clav as its leader. So I had them begin by chopping down some trees and building themselves a wooden canopy and a campfire, because they will not survive that. I've decided he should gravel the floor by digging up the walls and placing on the floor. Something I did notice was that Clav's father had arrived, and he and his group of traders sat around, and something we did notice was they were stealing all our food. They basically made them our enemy. They didn't know we were enemies until I found a bunch of dead bodies in a cave. Lane had a brilliant idea of sowing the garden so it would grow faster. We began construction on a new dining room so they stopped eating in the same room as they'd sleep, because that's not hygienic, as you probably could tell. Lane thought it'd be a great idea to set up some defenses for Nitro's futures come up, which they eventually did. We had a group of friends come in to help us with the sectoids, but they failed. A bunch of Prussians decided to pass by, but we decided to leave them for now, till when we're ready to actually fight them. But as they were passing by, they got ambushed by a bunch of pigs. Not pigs. Yep. Yep. Dog people. The dogs were... We had a new person join by the name of Gol. Very interesting man. He was an Ilfid from the Ilfid race mod that will be linked in the description for those who experience it. The insects ignored him for a while, except the rabid cats that chose to attack him. Clav decided to help him with mining out the way, because if he chose to come the way he arrived, the insectoids would get to him. And he heard his screams from the cave. Decided to come and help. After a while of them digging at the walls, they finally managed to get out. Gol wanted to keep watch on those insectos to make sure he doesn't get attacked while he's digging. Clav had no interest in saving him. The only interest he had was gaining more soldiers for his army. Now Gol was an awful shot. After Gol, the useless nice person, was sitting on our bench, contemplating where we should have chose to stay in his home, come out and join us. We had a mission to save a child. We had a mission to save a child. Clav and Lane chose to go, while Gol stayed here to train with his new friend. Gol was training his shooting skills. His prison camp was right next to a British encampment, so it became really suspicious from the beginning. Turned out it was a bunch of wasters. Clav and Lane went. They volunteered, as Clav never had a child of his own. Wished to form. He longed for, to be exact. When they get there, they had to fight the Wasters, which was no big deal. There was a fire-breathing impid and a rich, crazy Prussian. They eventually caught up to us, but we managed to knock them down. We were inspecting and see if there was actually worth keeping them. Very useless people they are. Eventually, we decided they ain't worth it. So we leave them out to die. Turns out, this kid named Shadow was a waster. Now that would become a problem in the future, but we're thinking of the present. Saving this poor child from enslavement from his own family. Most likely going to use him against the British. It's the tea drinkers. Yeah, that's a good reason. Isn't it right? They did actually choose to capture Talia, rather than leaving her to die. As Lane explained, they need more manpower rather than killing off everyone that they presume useless. Goal got some new equipment while he was training, and Dweeb changed his hairstyle to look less like a caveman. They began their trek home through the mountains to our little cove. I found this cute moment of Gold teaching Shadow how to shoot a gun, even though Gold was useless with the gun himself. We decided to give him the worst gun, a sniper rifle. Yeah, even though he meant to have the best aim for it. But since it was the worst of our guns, we let him have it. Shadow was talking to Goal about becoming a soldier in the future himself. And Goal, newly elected captain, could help with that. Began building a lot of coolers around the base. That's how hot it would get. While Clav and Lane were out getting the child, Goal and Dweeb would constantly go under heat stroke. A group of friendly tribespeople came into the area to help us. They saw our insectoid problem and decided to come and help. They managed to clear out most of them, so it's safe enough for us to even do anything around the base. The insectoids defeated by cavemen, they decided to go and ransack all of their bodies. Cave. There was a way more than just this cave. Their bodies. A bunch of Yitkin, whatever they're called, invaded our base. Nearly put an end to our bright plans of deathing up world and slave capture. It was all for the good of our hearts. We killed a bunch of them, and they brought pigs with them. Pigs? All pigs. Clive decided to save his best friend Lane from bleeding out on the floor while Goal was defending. He eventually chose to go and save Talia from her inevitable doom if she didn't get out of there. Now this was only the beginning. Clive saw one of the Yitkin get back up and shot him down immediately, killing him in his life in front of everyone. Ruthless he is, even when you're injured, I said. Everyone chose to gather as they saw the Prussians knew we were onto them about their evilness. They began attacking us with a squad, killed their captain on the spot, and the rest of them fell. We were relaxing in our base, preparing ourselves, building, and eventually it happened.